I get asked a lot about learning new characters and how do you find or figure out a character that you want to play. And people were like, how is it that you go and play these games and then you just decide what character you want to play like super fast and you just know? Well, years of experience is true. It's helpful for me, but like, it's not even just that either. Especially if you're newer, picking a character is actually really simple. I just say pick whoever you think is cool. That's always my advice. It's like the short version of a long answer. So my question is to the chat room, what do you guys do when you're going to pick a character? What's your method of like, I'm looking at a brand new character select screen or a brand new game. How do I decide what character I want to play? What is your guys' methodology? Waifu, which ones have combos that look cool? Character design, ninja, thighs, big buttons, knights and armors, whoever Sajam plays. Yeah, mostly visual answers. Movement, jump normals, options. Charge character's an interesting one. Grapplers, art, old grizzled fight mans. There's a lot of different answers, but a lot of them are about visuals or aesthetic or moves. And oftentimes people come to my stream and they'll say things like, I want to pick up this game Grand Blue. I play X character in this game and this character in that game and this character in that game. Who should I play in this game, right? And oftentimes the answer is tough to say because there's not always a direct translation and the reasons you pick characters are not always straightforward. In one game, I might pick a character because I think they look cool, only on the way they look cool and their playstyle doesn't match me very much. In the next game, I might pick a character because their playstyle or there's a move that they do that just fits me perfectly, right? It's not a direct science. It's not an exact science. It's going to take you time to figure out what styles of characters you like, what you like about fighting game characters, and sometimes the character you pick in the beginning will not stick. So I picked the character immediately in them's fighting herds, and I'm going to switch characters. Not because the character doesn't fit me, but because a lot of other streamers are playing the character and I want to switch to this character because I think stylistically it's a little bit closer to what I'm looking for, which is pretty rare for me to actually switch. But it doesn't always stick for you, even if you have a lot of experience trying different characters and stuff. Again, pick who looks sick to you. And it doesn't have to be a character design that's particularly interesting to you, right? It doesn't have to just be the design of the character. It can be the aesthetic of the character. A lot of the times, the reason people pick characters is because they have some sick looking move. Like that command throw looks really cool. I want to do that. That super move looks sick. I can't wait to do that. This normal looks hilarious. Or wow, when this character does this move, he laughs after, and that laugh is he just laughs at his opponent. I'm going to pick that character. Do they have some super satisfying chunky move that you really want to land? Do they have some aesthetic that you really find interesting or pleasing or fun to look at? The visual aspect of the character, or the audio aspect of the character that you really enjoy. That theme is great. Byakuya theme is one of the big reasons I picked the character, actually. I loved his theme, and I thought it was so good that I wanted to try it, right? Yeah, this is a good example. I picked Faust because of his intro and item toss. His intro, like it's, it could be anything. Then you get into like the playstyle stuff, right? And some people, I know that this is some people where they say like, I love the look or the design or the certain moves of this character, but she's like a zoner and I don't play zoners, is what somebody will say, right? Or this character's a grappler and I don't really play grapplers. My advice when you run into a situation like that is to pick that character anyway. And the reason I recommend that to you is because depending on the game, you might like playing zoners, or you might like playing grapplers, or you might not like playing the playstyle you normally like. If you play grappling characters in Street Fighter and then you go to Marvel, the game might be so fast-paced that you no longer want to play a grappler. You might be like, dude, grapplers are so slow in this game. So I think you shouldn't worry too much about the play style of the character necessarily if there's something about the visual or something about the audio or the presentation that you enjoy. The second thing about that I'll say, I wouldn't worry too much if the character's too strong or powerful, whatever. I wouldn't worry about who's strong in the beginning or anything either. I would look at it as a purely like who looks fun to you. If there's like a set of characters that you're interested in, who looks fun to you in the game, regardless of playstyle, regardless of anything. And once you hit that phase where you're like trying to get in there and decide, one, I would try the character. Try their special moves, see how they feel when they're moving around the screen, see how their normals feel to you in the context of the game and stuff. And the second thing is watch footage. Because I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys before, but sometimes I will see a character and I'll think, wow, this character is flying. This character is incredibly fast. They're moving around the screen. I really like this character because their movement looks really fun. Their mobility looks really fun. And I watch Evo footage or I watch high-level footage of the character. And what is the character doing? Walking back and forth and doing nothing. Even though I played the character and I saw that these movement options were really strong, when watching the character later, it turns out that the best way to play them is to do nothing. I thought that this character was going to be a high flyer, but it turns out all the high flying moves are bad. The last thing I would actually worry about is like play style or tier and things like that. Those things normally won't matter to most players. There's nothing wrong with going into a game and thinking you're going to play a character and then trying them and not liking them and having to switch it up. You know what I mean? I have had games where like I played one match online with a character. I wasn't even sure if I was going to like them. And the character I fought against did something so sick to me that I was like, I will play that character. You know, that's something to think about as well. So let me tell you guys what my very first fighting game character was like. Very first character that I was like, oh man, I gotta play this character was Abel in Street Fighter 4. I wanted to pick him because he had an outfit where he was wearing a singlet. That was it. He was a wrestler guy. He did Sambo, which is like, you know, Russian wrestling. And he had a singlet outfit, which is like, you know, what wrestlers wear in the Olympics or collegiate wrestling and stuff. And I was like, that's really cool. I saw Tornado Throw where he grabs you and yeah, and he throws you down. And I thought that was sick. So I picked Abel just because I thought he had a cool looking command throw and he's wearing a singlet, and that was it. A singlet wasn't even his main outfit, by the way. It was an alternate costume. I went to play the character. And if you guys know me, Abel is not a very me character at all, right? He's like a very slow character, big body. His ground game is not super strong. Like, he's not really the kind of character. He's got to make a lot of reads. He's like super grappler. You know, he's not really the kind of character that fits me normally. But I really liked him. I thought he was really cool. When I was playing the character, I thought to myself, the only thing I care about doing is Tornado Throw, right? That's the reason I picked the character. So then I was like, all right, how do I do Tornado Throw? And I was like, well, it turns out the only way I can command throw someone is if they're near me. Boo! How the fuck am I going to get near people? And he had a move that rolled. And I was like, psh, dude, this character's the best character in the game. I'll just roll up to them. And then once I roll, I'll command throw them. That's it. Roll into command throw. It's unstoppable. So then I did that to people. And I had a fucking great time. And I loved it. And all I did was roll into command throw, EX roll into command throw, roll into EX command throw. That's all I did. I didn't even know about step kick or any of this other shit. I just knew that I needed to get near them to command throw them, so I rolled. And then, you know, it turns out I played against somebody who just stood there and waited for me to roll, and then they punished it. And I was like, all right, that guy's cheating. I got to figure out how to do that. So then, you know, that was when I started thinking more about playstyles and other things like that. But in the beginning, that's all that mattered to me, was very simple stuff. This character has a singlet, is cool. He's got a move I like, cool. How do I land that move? That's all I care about. The last thing I want to say about this, by the way, is do not play a character in a game, even if their style's cool, even if they're strong on the tier list, if you don't like the character. It applies to casual play, it applies to mid-level play, it applies to tournament level play. Don't play a character that you really don't like. Don't play a character that you don't enjoy playing or you don't think is really cool. Don't do it. Long term, you will not have fun with the game. You won't enjoy playing the character. Even if the character is powerful or whatever, if you don't enjoy playing the character, if you don't think they're really cool, you will not have fun. So if you want to pick top tier, no problem. If you want to pick characters that fit your playstyle, no problem, right? But if you pick a character who's top tier and fits your playstyle, but you hate the character, you'll more easily find excuses for why you're losing, or you won't find the grind to improve with the character. You won't find satisfaction from your wins. You won't enjoy it. My thought process when I'm learning a new game is I have to find a character that I think is visually really sick. I don't particularly care what their playstyle is at all, right? I just see what they do, because you can learn how to play a new playstyle, right? It's not like it's impossible for you to learn how to zone or how to be a grappler player or how to be, you know, a super aggressive player or rushdown player. Like, you can learn those things. And also learning new play styles will help you, you know, develop different skills and stuff like that. It'll really improve your gameplay too. The only things that I'm like kind of a stickler about generally is I don't like really big characters that are slow. I like a character that can move around decently fast. It's very rare that every game you find the perfect character that's, I love this character, their theme is dope, all their moves are really fun, their presentation is perfect, their playstyle matches me perfectly. It's very rare that you find a character like that in every game. But, you know, the more you play, the more familiar you are with different playstyles and stuff, and the more familiar you are with like figuring out characters and figuring out what you like and dislike, the faster you'll pick up a character. Byakuya, there's so many things about that character that I find super satisfying. He fits the kind of character I like a lot. I love the way he moves around the screen. I love his like the visual of like when he comes in and he like flexes the spider legs, and then his animation on his super and his laugh at the end. His theme is fantastic. His buttons, the satisfying of delaying a 2C and like catching someone.
I hate charged characters. Inputs are too awkward for me to get used to for combos and neutral. Then I saw a big band play the Evangelion theme.
You goddamn
Now I am
weebs,
a
man.
neo-white funk guile, and of course the musician himself.
Damn.
Smiley face.
Smiley face. Okay, let me just say this for reference. I started playing fighting games a while ago, right? Back when Street Fighter 4 was out, back in the 09er days. I didn't really commit to ever playing a charge character as a main character until Urian came out in Season 2 of Street Fighter 5. I just never played a charge character before that. And it's not because I didn't like charge characters, but I just was never interested in one. And then I decided to purposely learn a charge character, Urian, so that I could know how to play charge characters in case the charge character I ever liked came out. And that's why I decided to learn the character. Turns out, I loved Urian so much he became my main character, right? And now I know how to play charge characters because I played Urian.
Listen.
Any playstyle, you can figure it out. You can figure out this lovely donation.
I started playing Nina back when T6 came out. Never had a chance to learn to play the series until T7 hit. Turns out her game plan is very defense-oriented. Now I kinda hate Tekken.
See, chat room? You see how that ended? It's not the character for him. You gotta switch it up.